Keto diet, Atkins diet, Paleo diet. There are so many diets out there. You're bound to get confused about which one to try. One of the most popular weight loss diets is the wheat belly diet. But does it work? You're about to find out. If you're trying to lose weight, you must have read several articles by now or watched videos to understand the art of shedding extra pounds. But it's easier said than done. The biggest roadblock between you and your dream body is cravings, especially the ones that make you want high-salt snacks or sugary foods between meals. Wouldn't it be better if there was a clear meal plan to guide you through your weight loss journey? Well, the wheat belly diet claims to do so. In today's video, we'll be discussing it in detail. What is it? How does it work? What is the experts' opinion on it? We'll be talking about all of these and more. Stay tuned and watch until the end. Let me first introduce you to the wheat belly diet. Dr. William Davis, a cardiologist from the United States, has created the wheat belly diet. Its claim to fame is that it can expedite your weight loss and improve your health. Dr. Davis believes wheat causes obesity, so it should be avoided. Although the diet has become quite popular, it is important to first understand if it works and if it's suitable for you personally.
Looking for answers on all the latest health and wellness news? Hit that subscribe button and join our millions of followers. Stay up to date on all our great Bestie content.
How does the wheat belly diet work? The wheat belly diet came out of Dr. Davis's desire to make changes to his lifestyle after he had an epiphany on a family vacation. He observed that when his diet was rich in carbs, he would feel tired and sluggish. To transform his health, he stopped eating wheat. Dr. Davis believes overprocessing and massive genetic changes over recent decades have made wheat harmful to our health. In fact, he suggests that wheat is one of the major reasons for diabetes and obesity in the United States. According to him, present-day genetically altered wheat has a new compound called gliadin, which has an adverse impact on your health. It is the protein that partly makes up gluten. The gliadin, along with another protein called glutenin, make up the gluten that gives wheat its characteristic soft and flexible structure. Contrary to Dr. Davis's views, gliadin isn't a new compound and has been found in ancient grains. Those who follow the wheat belly diet are encouraged to remove all wheat from their diet. Other foods, such as potatoes and legumes, are also discouraged from this diet. So, what foods can you eat on this diet? Let's find out. Foods to eat in the wheat belly diet. If wheat, potatoes, and legumes are banned, what can you actually eat? As it turns out, there are quite a few options available to you. You can base your meal plans on fruits and vegetables. Non-starchy vegetables, such as broccoli, lettuce, kale, and avocado, are excellent choices. They are nutritious, low in calories, and filled with fiber. You can also enjoy several fruits while on the wheat belly diet. The list includes apples, berries, and apricots. Lemons are also encouraged. Don't worry, the wheat belly diet doesn't rely on just fruits and vegetables. You can enjoy protein-rich foods like eggs, fish, meat, and poultry. If you don't eat meat, you can substitute it for soy products such as tofu and tempeh. You don't have to skip dairy when on this diet. To begin with, go for full-fat cheeses like cheddar and Parmesan. Milk and yogurt are also allowed, but in moderation. Feel like snacking? Well, you can. Sticking to the wheat belly diet doesn't mean you're not allowed to give in to your odd-time cravings. Just make sure you stick to healthier options, like Brazil nuts, walnuts, and cashews. You can also eat nut butter made with any of these nuts. If you use flour to cook any food, get non-grain flour made from sesame and sunflower seeds. Flours made from chickpeas, peanuts, and almonds can also be used in cooking. Any tea lovers here? We have good news for you. You don't have to give up your favorite tea, neither coffee. Both beverages are allowed, but try to drink them with little to no milk. As for dessert, you can have dark chocolate, as long as the cocoa content is around 70 to 85%. Whatever foods you choose to have in your diet, you should make sure they contain no artificial flavors. Foods you eat should also be free of sodium nitrate, which is usually found in store-bought meat. So the gist is that you will be eliminating foods containing wheat, gluten, or other grains. Instead, focus on a diet full of whole, unprocessed foods. Dr. Davis suggests people on the wheat belly diet avoid gluten, but not trust gluten-free alternatives available on the market. They usually contain fat-promoting starches like rice, corn, potato starch, and tapioca. You still have to exercise regularly to lose weight and maintain it. Foods to avoid in the wheat belly diet. In the wheat belly diet, all grain-based flours are banned. Non-wheat grains, such as corn, rice, and amaranth, should also be avoided. Sad? Wait till you read the next ones on the list. Giving up all wheat and grain products doesn't sound like a big sacrifice until you realize you are also saying goodbye to your favorite biscuits, pasta, bread, and cookies. All forms. Even tacos are a no-go. Beans and lentils are also not part of this diet. Raw peanuts as well. As we informed you earlier, all processed food and fast food should be ignored. This includes canned soup and pre-made broths. Any food with trans fat or made with oil such as sunflower and corn should be avoided. So, does this mean all fruits are game? Maybe you could treat yourself to some frozen fruit popsicles this summer. You can, as long as those fruits are not bananas, grapes, papayas, or mangoes. Fruits high in sugar aren't allowed in the wheat belly diet. The same is true for sweetened beverages like soda, energy drinks, and fruit juices. If you thought alcohol escaped the axe, it did not. Alcohol, whether it's wheat beer or cocktails, is strongly discouraged when on this diet. And of course, all kinds of sweeteners are out the window. This includes maple syrup, corn syrup, and honey. Yes, you heard that right. Honey is to be avoided. Since you'll be making so many sacrifices, you might wonder if this diet really works. You are about to find out in our next section. Interested in knowing more about foods you should avoid? Watch this video and learn. Does the wheat belly diet help with weight loss? According to Davis, this diet can help with not only weight loss, but also other health ailments. The removal of gluten from your diet is expected to help in a variety of ways. Although it has health benefits, people who do follow this diet do so predominantly in order to shed some extra pounds. Let's see what the research has to say on this. A study was conducted on more than 13,500 people. The group that followed a gluten-free diet had a lower body mass index and waist circumference compared with the group that did not. The group that did not avoid gluten also faced challenges like a higher amount of bad cholesterol in their bodies. Experts, however, noted that people who tend to choose a gluten-free diet make other lifestyle changes as well. They are more keen on not eating processed foods and also monitor the portions of foods they eat. Such people are likely to follow a healthier lifestyle, which could also have contributed to the weight loss apart from just the lack of gluten. A review of 12 studies with a cumulative total of nearly 137,000 participants put a damper on Dr. Davis's claim that grains are the culprits behind weight gain. The results showed that a diet with whole grains as a major component resulted in a lower body mass index. The participants also had a lower chance of weight gain. This may be because whole grains keep you full for longer, as they are a great source of fiber. It is actually the refined grains that increase your hunger and cause unstable blood glucose levels. Lack of fiber is the biggest reason behind this. The common theme among all these studies on weight loss is to remove processed foods from your diet. When you replace them with whole and unprocessed foods, you are more likely to lose weight, as they are low in calories and fat. What are the advantages of the wheat belly diet? If you can lose weight by eating whole grains instead of cutting them from your diet altogether, what are the actual advantages of this diet? Well, the first thing you need to be clear about is the concept of the wheat belly diet. It is all about eating unprocessed and whole foods. A study was conducted for 2 weeks to see the connection between processed foods and calories. The results showed that those who ate a diet containing processed foods had eaten significantly more calories than the group that had whole, unprocessed foods. The wheat belly diet also preaches eating intuitively rather than the majority of other diets, which focus on counting calories. A review was conducted on more than 50,000 participants to see the difference. The people who ate intuitively were at a lower risk of becoming obese or overweight than the group that counted calories. But remember, intuitive eating is more likely to succeed if the person is allowed to eat what they want. Since the wheat belly diet is very restrictive, it may not be that successful. You might even end up stressing too much about your food choices. And stress is neither good for your health nor your weight loss efforts. What are the disadvantages of the wheat belly diet? One of the most vital aspects of the wheat belly diet is that it's completely anti-carb. Of course, eating too much processed carbs can cause diseases such as obesity and type 2 diabetes. But eating unrefined and whole grains can actually lower your chances of developing so many diseases. It's crystal clear by now that the wheat belly diet is very restrictive. There is very little room for flexibility. It is not always possible to follow the diet strictly, especially when social and economic factors are taken into consideration. Also, when you place such restrictions on what you can eat, you are highly likely to develop a negative relationship with food. People who have a history of disordered eating should avoid such highly restrictive diets. It can worsen the condition. If you don't plan your meals carefully, the wheat belly diet can result in nutritional deficiencies. Since a lot of foods are put on the restricted list, you may not get enough of the nutrients you would have otherwise received. You could also become deficient in important nutrients such as folate, iron, and vitamin B12. Alternative diets you can try. Not looking forward to trying the wheat belly diet? No problem. There are other diets you can try. But please remember, no diet is 100% effective if you don't commit to it. Before starting your new diet regimen, consider talking to your healthcare provider, especially if you are facing health challenges like diabetes, hypertension, inflammatory bowel disease, and irritable bowel syndrome. Certain diets might make your condition worse. Low-carb diets. Let's start our discussion with the diets that focus on cutting carbs from your meals. Some of the popular low-carb diets are the ketogenic, Keto diet, and the Atkins diet. These diets work by restricting your carb intake in favor of fat and protein. They are different from low-fat diets, as they feature higher amounts of protein. This helps with weight loss, as protein keeps you full for longer, curbs cravings, and prevents overeating. It also boosts your metabolism and conserves muscle mass. When you stick to very low-carb diets like keto, your body undergoes a process called ketosis. This happens when your body begins using fatty acids instead of carbs as its primary source of energy. It does that by converting fatty acids into ketones. Experts believe low-carb diets can be instrumental in reducing risk factors for heart disease. It can bring down your high blood cholesterol levels and blood pressure. People with type 2 diabetes might find this type of diet especially beneficial for improving blood sugar and insulin levels. These are just the health benefits. So many people, including celebrities, vouch for the role a low-carb diet plays in helping them reach their goal weight. In fact, research says a low-carb diet is more effective at losing weight than a low-fat diet. Low-carb diets are a good choice when you want to burn harmful belly fat. But as with most diet plans, low-carb diets have certain downsides. It has been observed that sometimes low-carb diets can raise bad cholesterol levels. Not just this, but such diets are a tad bit difficult to follow. They may even cause digestive upsets in people with sensitive guts. If you have IBS, get approval from your doctor first. High-protein diets can cause IBS flare-ups. Although it's extremely rare, low-carb diets can cause ketoacidosis. It is a dangerous metabolic condition in which your body begins to break down fat at an alarmingly fast rate. Your liver will process the fat in your body, converting it into a fuel called ketones. When this happens too fast, your blood becomes dangerously acidic. If left unchecked, this condition might become fatal. The Paleo diet. Another popular weight loss diet you can try is the Paleo diet. The idea behind it is to eat the same foods that our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate before agriculture developed. Well, props to them, because I doubt there were any obese cavemen. The followers of this diet believe the majority of modern diseases have strong links to the modern Western diet, which comprises mostly processed foods, grains, and dairy. They do have a point, though. When on the Paleo diet, you should eat lean protein, whole foods, vegetables, and fruits. Nuts and seeds are also part of the plan. This means no processed foods, especially those high in fat, salt, and sugar. Certain flexible versions of this diet include cheese, butter, sweet potatoes, and potatoes. Several studies have found the paleo diet to be effective in causing significant weight loss and reducing waist size. So, what's the catch? The only one we could find was that the paleo diet eliminates whole grains, legumes, and dairy, which are healthy and nutritious. There are several other diets for you to try. For instance, the vegan diet could also be a good choice for helping you drop extra pounds. Since this is the strictest form of vegetarianism, you'll have to eliminate all sorts of animal products. Meat, eggs, dairy, fish, and poultry all need to be cut from your diet. The same is true for animal-derived products as well. This includes gelatin, honey, albumin, and certain forms of vitamin D3. You'll be surprised to know that whey is also a no-go. Followers of this diet claim to lose a significant amount of weight without even counting calories. But the downside is that you may have to rely on supplements for some nutrients. If not properly planned, a vegan diet can lead to a deficiency of nutrients like vitamin B12, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, iron, and iodine. There's also the Dukan diet to help with weight loss. It's a high-protein, low-carb diet split into 4 phases: 2 weight loss phases and 2 maintenance phases. During the weight loss phases of the Dukan diet, you must consume oat bran in addition to an unlimited amount of high-protein foods. The maintenance phases involve eating non-starchy vegetables along with a few carbs and fats. Later on, you'll have to stick to a few pure protein days to maintain your new weight. The downside is that there's very little quality research available on the Dukan diet. We don't know the long-term effects of this diet on your health. Weight loss may not be rocket science, but it's not a walk in the park either. You need to keep a check on your calories, exercise daily, and cut problematic foods from your diet. In short, complete lifestyle changes need to be made. Interested in knowing more about science-backed methods to achieve weight loss? We have something in store for you. Watch the Top 20 Weight Loss Superfoods You're Not Eating Enough Of. You can also try our video on which is better for weight loss, cardio or weights. Go ahead, click one. Or better yet, watch both and learn more about weight management. Have you tried any weight loss diets before? Let us know in the comments below.